The
Hat Man, the Alpha.
Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a special video. I'm celebrating 1,337 subscribers. That's 1337 for you gamers. You know, it's elite speak. That means elite in gamer world. Yeah, woo, elite. I love that number so much, so I decided to celebrate 1337. I didn't celebrate 1,000 very much, so this will be the makeup. And I'm joined here by my little kitty cat. Returning viewers might notice that there's more detail on the screen. That's because I got a new video camera, and this is the first video I'm shooting with that new video camera. It took a little doing to get it, but I'll probably leave a post or something about it because I don't want to get into it right now. I want to focus on the title of this video, Why I Like MP3 Players. Oh, Mr. Kitty, you're so precious. This is Reggie, by the way. I named him after Reggie Fils-Aimé, the ex-Nintendo of America president. So, let's check my list. I guess first, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a comment. Please do, it helps a lot. The engagement is absolutely necessary for the channel to grow. Anyway, so I guess I'll tell a little story about how I got to this point. And for those of you who don't want to hear the story, just want to get to the explanation, I do have timestamps. As you saw in the intro, chapters are enabled, so I'll have 1 or 2 chapters in this video. So here's the story. When I was growing up in the early 2000s, I realized that there was this thing you could carry around to play music. My mom was in the market for one, and I was very hyped about it because I was thinking, oh, if she's gonna get one, maybe I'll get one. And I'll show on the screen the kind that she was gonna get. And I didn't know this at the time, but she was also considering a Zune. I think it was the 2nd generation, so that would have been 2008. And she decided it was a little too expensive, so she went with one of the little ones I showed on the screen. And I was like, well, can I have one, Mom? And she said, no, it's too expensive. Dang, that sucked. So I went to Toys R Us with my grandma and my birthday money of $20, and I bought one that I saw in the electronics section at Toys R Us, and I brought it home, and I was so happy. This must have been 2008 as well, because I was kind of small, I was still in elementary school, and I barely knew anything about music. But I did have some songs we got off of LimeWire. For those of you who remember that, yeah, I used LimeWire. Stolen music from back in the day. And I was so happy with my little music player. I was at my grandma's house, because I love to hang out at my grandma's house. And I was walking around outside and acting like I was like the coolest guy. I had headphones plugged in. I was like acting like I was jamming to my 7 songs that I had. And so fast forward a couple weeks, the son of a gun stopped working. So I took it, I returned it, and got another one. Sure enough, it stopped working too, so I got a 3rd one. Another one. And it kept working, so I guess I just had that for now. But man, I just told you the quality I was getting for $20. It was Kobe. I still have it. Let me pull it out. Here we go. Oh, I turned my camera. Yeah, sorry about that. So my camera is actually right in my crotch, the camera stand, and I'm directly behind it, not more than 2 inches. So here it is. Yeah, it's got a little touch control panel. You can't really see the buttons, but they're there. And it's got a really tiny screen, and it does video. So imagine watching video on this little screen, but the UI is red and white. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's pretty crappy. It's nice to be able to make the camera focus on stuff. I like this. This camera's sweet. So that's that. Now, fast forward a couple years, and I get a PSP. At first, I was pissed because I didn't get a Nintendo DS, but over a couple months of it sitting in my dad's room because he took it back, I was like, you know, having PSP Sony games on the go might actually be kind of cool. So I snuck into his room, I took it, and then I discovered it's got all these other features other than games. And so I used that as my MP3 player for a long time. And then high school came around, and the PSP is kind of old news, and yeah, this is actually the huge leap forward in time. And finally, for Christmas, I got a regular MP3 player. And here, let me pull it out, and I just made a video on this, right here, the Sansa Fuse. Not this one, because mine was stolen. That's the next part of the story. Mine got jacked. Yeah, it got jacked, and that sucked, because I had some family photos on there that are irreplaceable. Yeah, so whoever stole it from the library at school in 2000 and whatever the hell, yeah, you suck.
How would you like to suck my balls?
And so I went through high school using 2 years of high school using that, and then it got stolen, and then my mom got me a new one, the sequel, the Sansa Fuse Plus. and I couldn't say much because my mom was just trying to be nice, but it kind of sucked balls. Yeah, the touchpad was just like this touchpad, and not good. Not a good touchpad. And so I just stuck that out all the way through to college, dude. When I got to college, I realized I need music to help me concentrate. So I was using my phone a lot. Then I realized I have an MP3 player. I should probably just use it because that helps save my battery, because my battery was dying a lot. I was charging my phone all the time on campus. And then fast forward even more time, and finally in 2020, I'm done with school and I'm looking up new MP3 players because I was getting sick and just absolutely tired of that Sansa Fuse Plus. Then I discovered Microsoft made a touchscreen MP3 player called Zune, and I was shocked. I had never heard of Zune. I was kind of hyped because it looks really good. Look at this. It's just this screen. You got a little button. It came in different colors. See that? It's got this cool little sandwich design. And then it's a trapezoid shape, which is unique, and I liked everything about it. And it had an OLED screen I saw on the Wikipedia page. Yeah, that's the story of my MP3 players and everything that I went through up until I discovered Zune. From there, I got really into the community, and long story short, I started a collection, and now that I do more YouTube, I've been collecting even more MP3 players. So, that's my little story. Now, welcome everyone who just skipped the story. It is time for the answer. Why do I like to use MP3 players at all? Well, if you listen to the story, there is one that I brought up. It's battery life on the cell phone. The battery life can be drawn down a lot by listening to music all day long. And when I'm listening to music when I work, or if I'm doing stuff around the house, you know, it's a long time that the music is playing, and it drains the battery a lot. Because if I'm using Spotify or something, it's gonna go down. So to save battery, I use an MP3 player, which will last days playing music. Let's see, what's the next point? The next thing is, I kind of like to own my own music, and these days it's kind of hard to get Android phones and iPhones to play your own downloaded music. There's the thing with iTunes being a jerk, and then there's the part with Android where none of the phones come, almost none of them come with built-in music applications, so you gotta go find one that has no ads, which is impossible. So you have to, if you want no ads or anything, you gotta pay for one, which is annoying, and it's just dumb that Google destroyed Google Play, which would have been the built-in app, which was perfect. And yeah, so that's annoying, having your downloaded music on the phone for those couple reasons. I have a friend who is annoyed by iTunes, and so that's my anecdotal evidence. And then there's me, who has my own evidence of Android being annoying with no built-in music app. And let's see, what's next on the list? Okay, so also, there is the thing about cost. So if you want a really good phone that does a really good audio, which might not even be guaranteed through the headphone jack or the Bluetooth chip, you're gonna be paying a lot of money for a modern phone. Now for an MP3 player, let's start with iPod. iPod, you can get a good one for under $150. I know, $150? Well, the Apple name carries a lot of weight because of the good advertising they have. So people think it's worth more than what it really is. Yeah, even secondhand ones these days are still can run you over 100, but it just depends on the quality and age of it. So everyone else you can find for under $100. So your Sansa, your Zune, your Creative, your, let's see, I guess Kobe. I can't think of a lot of names off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Sony, although you're going to be getting the non-Android ones. Now, when it comes to Sony and iAudio / Estelle & Kern and Kowan, those are the premium brands. So their modern ones are still being made for the most part, and they're very expensive and they run on Android. So avoid the Android running ones for the most part and you'll get a good price. Now, what is the next point? Oh, okay, so you'll have an actual headphone jack, because everyone knows the best audio comes through headphones with wires, and that is just a fact. You can go back 50 years and find headphones better than today, and a lot of the ones that are in Bluetooth devices, they can be pretty good, but you're always gonna have that latency, you're always gonna have that battery that's gonna run down eventually, so you're gonna have these problems that renders the Bluetooth headphones inferior. Like I said, that battery is gonna eventually die, it's gonna leak, it's gonna bloat, it's gonna just stop working, and you'll have to throw them out and get new ones. Because most of them, they're not built to be repairable, and that is awful. So that's when wired headphones come in. It's good to have both options. So a lot of MP3 players have options. It just depends on how old they are. Like these two, they don't have the option. However, with this one, you can build your own option for Bluetooth. This one as well. Actually, you don't even have to build it. I'm sorry. That's just me being a DIY freak. You can just buy a Bluetooth dongle and tape it to the back of your device, and you're good to go. So there is options to turn it into Bluetooth, but the aux port is the important thing, so that you always have that wired required accessibility. And with a lot of phones these days, they don't have the aux port, so you're kind of shit out of luck when it comes to options. That's pretty much the main reasons that would appeal to regular people. Now, when it comes to people who like to collect electronics, that's when the last point would speak to you. There's a lot of these devices out there, and there's a lot of interesting ones, and there's a lot of history to cover. That's why I like the Zune so much, because it's ingrained in Microsoft's history. It's not just a side project that kind of faded into obscurity. Its DNA is still felt to this very day in Microsoft Windows. So yeah, I find the Zune fascinating, and everyone else I find interesting because of the market battles that were being fought for MP3 players back in the day. And yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much all the reasons that I really like to use MP3 players and stuff. There's my cat. Hello, Mr. Reggie. How are you?
Are you doing good, buddy?
So I hope you enjoyed my little rambling session. This is just a special video for all you guys who actually subscribed. Hopefully you actually watched this video, because the last video that is currently published, which is, let me check. Oh, never mind, that one got views. The one before that, the Spot Watch video, the one called Let's Take a Look at Ancient Smart Watches from the 2000s, that one barely got any views. The cat phone video got views, but then it just died in the algorithm. And so, yeah, my latest videos kind of just die in the algorithm, so it'd be nice if everyone watched this video. So once again, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.